Now uploading new users. The administrators are excited to welcome you to a new experience. Entering World Replica. World Replica is a die RPG actual play produced by BaddieBards. Enter a realm where the extraordinary becomes reality. Are you ready? Before we log in, please listen to these terms of service. Content warnings are as follows: unreality, parental abuse, death, grief, loss of autonomy, zombies, parental loss of a child, and gun usage. Please be safe. Stand by for a system announcement.
This show is proudly recorded on Zencastr. When we first started recording our podcast, we had a lot of options. We needed a platform that could record and generate separate tracks and videos with a full suite of professional tools at our disposal. Zencastr does everything for us, and it'll do more for you. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code BaddieBards, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experiences I do for all my podcasting and content needs. And it's time to share your story.
Now logging on.
Hello, hi everybody. Thank you for tuning in for episode 2 of World Replica. I am your administrator, your dungeon master, your game systems guy, Brother Queon. You can find me across all of the internets at BRUTHAQUEON. And I am very excited to be here. And I'm so happy because I'm surrounded by these multi-playing menaces. Go ahead and say hi, multi-playing menaces. Yeah, that's you guys.
Hi, multi-playing menaces.
as you dinguses. But yeah, with that, I would love to get intros from my amazing players, and that would be, let's go ahead and start with Aetherius this time.
Sounds good. Hi, everybody. My name is Aetherius Bordeaux. I am a content creator, a little baby content creator, really, truly, honestly. And yeah, you can catch me on a bunch of different shows. I'm going to be on Castleton, the international smash hit. And am I popcorning, or are you choosing, Queon?
No, I got you. Because you also didn't say who you're going to be playing today.
Oh, and I also forgot, I'm a cast member at Roll D5. I'm so sorry, Roll D5. I always forget to include that. I don't know why they hit me right there. I'm going to be playing author and armchair investigator and podcast host Kai Robinson, who in our first episode, got some interesting news alongside the rest of the cast. I think we were all kind of shooketh by a certain message we got. So I imagine we'll find Kai kind of reeling with that when we return.
We'll see. Hopefully they're not reeling too much, because there's more to this mystery for them to unravel. Our little B-list investigator over here. With that, I would love to hear from Melvyn.
Hi, I am Melvyn. You can find me on socials, Instagram mostly at Cosmic Melvyn. That's both with a Y, no I's. So right now, this is, majority of I've been working on now, because I'm doing a lot of working, and currently I'm also doing a lot of writing. So hopefully I'll be releasing some stories soon that are very queer, Black, POC centered stories of space themes and speculative fiction and science fiction. So I'm excited to share those. Yeah. Oh, and today I am playing Seeker. Seeker has the paragon of Vestion, who is the Godbinder character, who I'm very excited to start working on and sharing with y'all. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. First of all, thank you for coming to this after working 2 jobs, because that is not an easy thing to do. And baddies got to keep it moving. But I am very excited to see where Seeker/Vestion go today, and to see how things happen for everybody. It's gonna be fun. With that, moving on to Blueberry.
Hi, Hi, it's me, Bluu. I'm known in the internet streets as King V underscore and as King with a Y. I'm one of the parts of BaddieBards, gang gang. And I feel like at this time, y'all should have already listened to season 2 and be fully caught up on that because season 3 will be coming soon by the time this drops. I will also have been released my Avatar The Last Airbender campaign with Mac as the GM and more Tui Vivos Descent, The Call of Cthulhu, another like all black table will have also been released by this time, so hopefully y'all caught up on that. And I'll be playing Altair, this chronically online librarian who does not like the public. Should I introduce the other nigga right now, or
I mean, it's all right. It's all right. I got it. Let's just say that Altair is a person of multiple facets. Okay, there's a lot of
very layered, like a flaky biscuit.
Ooh, a real good buttery one. Not from Popeyes, not the one that's gonna dry you up, but the one that's real good.
No,
yeah.
The homemade, like your grandparent made that in the hot black cast iron skillet.
Listen, I'm off work tomorrow, and I might be making biscuits in that cast iron. Last but certainly not least, Mac, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Greetings and salutations. I am Mac Epiphany. I am currently stuffing my face because my food got here at the same time that we started. I will be playing Atticus Majors. He, him pronouns for the both of us. Atticus is also shooketh. Because I feel like he got done the dirtiest, which is no surprise because payback for...
Hold on. That has nothing to do with it. Atticus got what Atticus deserved because of the choices Atticus made in life, not anything that Mac had to do with this. All right. But yes, this is my amazing cast for this production. And again, thank you for joining us and being a part of BaddieBards right now. And with that, do any of you lovely humans want to take a stab at doing this recap? Don't all jump at once. You do get the free reroll.
I mean,
okay.
I guess I can do it.
I'll do it if nobody can do it.
You got it.
You got it, Mac? Go for it.
All right. So, the day started for all of us as normal, going to our various jobs, and just, nothing out of the ordinary. Altair was sitting in the car, dreading going inside to work. Seeker was being the greatest teacher to ever teach her. Atticus was doing lawyer work. Actually, what was Kai doing? I don't remember.
They were trying to hack into a system and also got news that their book is a book that you particularly hate.
Which I do have a copy of, but not happy about. So, all of these things were happening when we got an email from a dear friend who went missing 15 years ago. And, none of us were quite prepared for the hit that was. And so Altair called Kai, and Seeker called Atticus, and everybody pretty much came to the same conclusion that we have to see what's up with this. This is heavy stuff. Also, Seeker and Atticus did not open the email immediately. They was black folks, and it was like, nah, I don't know about that one, fam. So then weird stuff started happening to them. Seeker's lights started doing the horror movie thing. Atticus's radio started doing the horror movie thing. And then when he decided to listen to the message through his automated speaker in his car, the voice changed so that it was our dear friend Noah speaking to him through the message. And I don't know if I don't feel like I say this enough, but fuck you.
Deserved.
And they all are now preparing to go into this game and meet whoever it is that sent this email under the guise of being Noah. So, yeah, things are happening.
I think it's time we log into World Replica.
Please log in.
As we just left our group, they received an email from a friend of theirs, somebody who, to their knowledge, has gone missing. Noah Sinclair. He reaches out to them saying that, hey, I miss you guys. I know I have a lot of explaining, and I know things have been pretty difficult for everyone right now, but I'd like to meet you. Meeting in person is probably off the table, but we can meet in Ouroboros Online. And as strange things happen and people begin to reconvene and reconnect and have conversations about logging into this game that they have not played together in some time, if at all ever, somewhere off in the distance, unbeknownst to our group of people, someone else is also receiving an email. However, we'll get into that in a little bit. Starting today off, as everyone is coming together and having the conversations of, okay, yes, we're going to have to get into this. We're going to have to log in. We find ourselves in Kai's apartment. Kai, how are you feeling right now, buddy? What's going through your head?
I think we find Kai very confused and wrestling with a lot of emotions. I think that the part of him that wants to allow himself some like modicum of hope in this situation, that this isn't some cruel prank, this isn't that Noah has been alive this entire time, is the part he's trying to suppress. He is right now trying to convince himself that there is no way that this could be Noah, in a way that I think is kind of like a defense mechanism. He does not want to allow himself like the opportunity to essentially have to grieve and mourn a second time, right? Like he doesn't want to set himself to go up through that. And so he feels, I think, in that moment, distress and then this deep sense of guilt, because this is to him the wrong missing person he should be thinking about in this moment. Joshua, his boyfriend, has gone missing. He was able to get the login information, and that was so top of mind for him. But ever since he got the email from Noah, I think he's been doing a lot of staring at the ceiling and just questioning his life choices.
You are having this battle with yourself of who you should actually be worried about and who you should be looking for and who your focus should be on. Your mind also wanders back to your friends or your once friend group. Atticus, Seeker, Alt, and you. Before recent times, you were a lot closer, a lot more tight-knit, and the group gelled and worked. You saw that on this message, all of you were listed. Nobody was left out. And this is probably going to be the first time in a long time all of you are in the same virtual room together. What makes Kai log in to Ouroboros Online?
Do you mean the first time, or do you mean this now important time?
This time, while you were going through all of this thought process, what is the singing thing that sticks out in your head?
I think Kai is compelled by the same guilt that I referenced earlier. I think that he realizes that in the wake of the email, he completely forgot about the Joshua thing. With Joshua not having too many family members, or a big family member, or a big family in general, I think he feels like he's letting him down or just leaving him out to dry. And so I think we would see him log into Ouroboros Online, where he kind of hesitated when he first got the information to log in and to jump in. We see him log in right away this time, and it is out of desperation, I think, to find Joshua that he logs in.
For Ouroboros Online, there is a headset that you have to put on that it'll cover your eyes, and it gives you like full view of what's going on around you. So as you put that on and begin to log in, down at the bottom, there's a very small field that just additional access codes. And without your knowledge, as you are logging in, an access code is added into that field. D10 Neo. Go ahead and tell me what your magical girl transformation looks like as you log into Ouroboros Online.
Yeah. So we would see a representation that looks like Kai, right? And I think the transformation would start with what is a kind of glow, a pulsating purple glow that would start at his feet, and then these seemingly dozens, if not hundreds, little motes of like purple light that are this like iridescent, very neon, very bright. We would see slowly kind of encompass him, almost like he is being covered by a bunch of bees or insects, but it's these little motes of light that eventually would kind of cover him entirely until he was like purple in nature. And as they recede, each one kind of like dissolves in this digital fashion. You see them kind of like phase out of existence in a way that almost looks like glitching a little bit. We would see the metal begin to extend itself from Kai's right arm as he becomes WhisperWraith, the character that is his paragon. His right arm is entirely cybernetic, is entirely like a replacement. And we see this kind of continue on over his body where there are different cybernetic accents that he has in places. And to his hair, where he has a fade, he grows these dreads that are actually cables. They're like these big, wide, like cables that he has pulled up. And WhisperWraith, Joshua's character, wears them in a ponytail with one singular dread that comes down. And on that one singular hanging dread, there's a bead right about in the center of it that can feed WhisperWraith different information and serves as like a sensor of sorts. At the end of these dreads, these cable dreads, it is translucent, and in the same way that some would like dye the ends of their dreads, here, instead of dye, it is this translucent casing, and it pulses with different lights depending on his current state. So right now, as he transforms, it is purple, and we would see this kind of pulsating glow from the back of the dreads. He also has a septum piercing right here, which has a like complementary sensor that works with the one in the bead in his single hanging dread. And we see him dressed in some pretty provocative like leather wear that he has. And the way that it is cut, I know that, like, I'm trying to think, there are different names for this region of the body I'm about to describe. And we're past 10 minutes, right? So it's either like the some people call it V, but like I know I have friends who call them cum gutters is the name of it.
Because that's what they are.
The Adonis belt?
Oh, the Adonis belt? That's
The
also
Adonis
great.
belt.
That's what it's
Oh,
called.
baby. Adonis has
Got
an
it.
amazing belt.
Cum gutters is crazy.
That's normal.
I love
Oh, well.
that. I love that.
Yes, go
So
on. Continue. Tell us
it's
about the
cut
cum gutters.
to accentuate that area. There is no leather that covers that. And then he has a very well tailored, very fashion forward, asymmetrical cut like jacket that goes above it, which has a relatively like high collar. WhisperWraith has high cheekbones, and his eyes are this iridescent color that the lenses and the irises of will always be identical to whatever color the dreads are, which communicates which kind of mode he's in. And right now, they are in purple. And so we would see this transformation happen, and we would see Kai taking himself in, having never played this character before. He's particularly moving his right arm a lot. The idea of having this and the way that the VR works is very, very interesting. And so he is just checking out all of his nuts and bolts right now.
Where you spawn in, you were in a central area of a metropolis. There are hundreds of people moving in and moving out, moving all around you. And as one person passes by you, they stop, turn towards you, and for a split second, to you, feels like an eternity. But to everybody passing, they do not even witness what is about to happen. The person that is standing there twists a little bit, and it looks like their own form begins to glitch, and they begin to twist and turn, and the ground that they are standing on, lines of blue and red start to go up from the ground and travel up their body and leaving and going into their eyes. And they are looking at you. Their eyes begin to glow a red and a blue color. And from them, a sound, a voice, a presence that is 10 times as big as this person is, calls out to you. Welcome back, Joshua.
There's a moment of, you see him doing the math in his head. This is like you're pretending to be somebody else. You're called by their name for the first time. You have to be like, that's right. Yes. Hi. Thank you. It's good to be back.
You have been gone for a while.
Yes. Yep. Tough days, honestly, just fuck in this economy, so
as you are saying these things, this person splits in two, and there is a version of them that stands to the left that is pure red, a pure hard light structure of what this person was. And on the opposite side, there is one that is blue. The blue one responds, "You are not Joshua."
What do you mean?
The red one responds, "You are using Joshua's character." Why would you use Joshua's character?
Firstly, I am offended at the implication.
As you say you are offended, both of them in unison yell out, "You cannot lie to us. We know our creator. You are not him."
taken aback by them screaming in unison. I think first Kai looks around to see if anybody can see if there's any reaction to what is happening.
As you look around you, it seems as if everybody is moving around you in fast forward. Everything around you is moving 10 times faster than you are.
Kai takes that in for a moment before fixing his attention back on the twin question entities or whatever this is. Say that again?
We are the fair.
A distant click in Kai's brain from reading the manual, and he did look up a wiki before he played this.
We are the fair.
Okay. You got me. I'll level with the two of you. I am not Joshua, but I was hoping that by playing this character, I might find out some information about what happened to him.
What do you mean? Joshua.
Well, you said that you hadn't seen him in a long time, and you aren't the only person that is true for. No one. Nobody has seen him.
They look at each other and look back at you. We have seen Joshua.
I'm sorry, what?
Joshua is here.
Here in Kai gestures to the fast forwarding people in the city. Here in this city, or in Ouroboros, or where?
And as they begin to open their mouth to say anything, it looks as if they begin to glitch again. And as they are glitching, they reconvene into one body. And Joshua is here. Joshua is here. Joshua is here. Everything around you goes back to normal, and the person that was standing in front of you walks off like nothing happened.
Kai chases after the person and grabs their left arm as they're walking.
Excuse me?
He waves his hand in front of the person's face and starts snapping. Come back!
First of all, that's rude. Get out of my face. What is wrong with you? Is this your first time here or something?
Realizing that this is useless, Kai kind of like does a little bit of a defeated throw of this person's arm, turns around without explanation or engaging with them further past that, and is gonna begin like walking the other way. He's just gonna walk in the other direction, like searching the city. He wants to proc whatever just happened that caused that to happen. He needs it to happen again. So he turns in the other direction with hopes of like learning something in this metropolis that'll help him have that, get the fair to come out, or just anybody who knows anything about the fair.
As you are like standing around just like trying to recreate what just happened, you see. So in this game, you can pull up like your own like HUD, so to speak, and it has all of the information, what's going on around you. In your HUD, off to the right, you see just exclamation point and a circle. And as that notification opens up, it's from Kira, Kira. Update finalized. Activate Kira.
There is like the slightest like hint of a smile in Kai uh, he gets a little nostalgic twang for the first time he met Kira with Joshua as he thinks about this, and he clicks yes.
That one bead within your lock begins to glow, and a laser comes out. From that laser, it starts to formulate and create a light structure in the form of a panther. And as that light structure comes in, it starts to get more details and just chiseling away at the structure. And once the form is complete, the light breaks away, and there is a cybernetic, sleek in design, cool in attitude, bitchy in claws, cybernetic panther that is in front of you. Across the side, you see knowledge integration and response algorithm, Kira. And she looks at you for a second, turns her head, goes closer, and just like nuzzles into you and just purrs.
We see Kai get on one knee, or we see WhisperWraith, excuse me, get on one knee. I guess there's no use in hiding it. He says he has his left hand kind of scratching under her chin and is petting the back of her head and neck with his right hand. I think when he looks in Kira's eyes, Kira possesses the level of like intelligence where he can tell that she does not, there's like a lack of recognition. She's not looking at him the way that she would say, like, look at actually Joshua, like in this. For whatever reason, it's very apparent to the people that like really knew Joshua or characters or the fair, that Kai is not Joshua. And so
You
while
can't
he's still
hide it from
petting
them.
her,
I'm sorry.
you know, I don't know if you remember me, and he pets the other side. I'm in this moment thinking of, so Kai made a character that he's not playing and said he's playing the new character that Joshua made before he went missing. And so when Kai met Kira, I think I'm like making up the name in real time. I'm going to say Volturian. I don't know why that just came to me.
Okay.
You might remember me as Volturian. And he gives her like one of the on both sides.
Does a full like and gets real into it.
So there's no chance that you've seen Joshua, is there? He says, and he searches her eyes for like any recognition.
Two questions for you. What color are Kira's eyes right now?
I'm gonna say that Kira's eyes, WhisperWraith's eyes, and the dreads are always in sync. That there's some kind of like synchronicity between the three of them and built into the system. And so they would be the same kind of iridescent purple that his eyes and dreads are.
Beautiful. So as you ask this question about Joshua, Kira kind of is like an inquisitive cat is like confused by this question. Now my second question for you. What color would you say Joshua's soul is?
Joshua's soul is giving. I'm going to say it is a kind of greenish blue, like not a full teal. Yeah, I'm going to say it's that color.
Your orb within your lock and Kira's eyes flash that same beautiful aquamarine teal turquoise color, And as it does, you are overtaken by the emotion and feeling of a recent moment that Kira had with Joshua. And when I say recent, I mean maybe an hour ago. And as soon as that wave hits you, and the same way that you were messing with their jowls and messing with Kira, the wave leaves you. And Alt, and as we
Locked in.
as we leave you here with this moment of confusion, because all of these things are happening simultaneously. Hey, how you
Hi.
doing?
Feeling good, feeling
That's
great.
so lovely. Where are you at? What are you doing? How's life? How are you feeling after this whole Noah situation?
I think all is probably sitting in front of their computer. I think their heart is beating so loud that they can hear it in their ears and in their feet. And like I said, like normally they just like hop on right online and they'd be really excited about it. But the fact that not only is it a possibility that they'll be seeing Noah online, there's a possibility that, or it's not a possibility, like they're going to be meeting up with their old friend group. So I think there's some anxiety there, but I think there's also like, I don't know, a thrill of excitement. And I think Alt even feels a little bit bad about that because it's like this is the first interesting thing to happen in real life for them in a really long time. I think they have just been kind of letting life like pass them by, truly like an NPC in their own story. They've just been going with emotions every day, and then they start actively like making decisions when they log into OO. So I think it's like a bit of excitement there too, but they're feeling bad about it because like shouldn't be excited about this. This, my friend might actually like be dead. And I don't think they ever even came to terms with the idea that Noah would be dead. I don't think they ever like addressed that. I think they always just kept it in their mind like Noah is missing, not deceased, you know? So I think they pin up their locks. They do their breathing technique that their therapist told them to do. And they put on their goggles and log in.
Roll that beautiful magical girl bean footage.
Right? Alt's transformation, when they are transforming into Hex, it is like flipping a coin. I feel like a golden coin literally flips, and one side of it is Alt's face, and then the other side of it is Hex's face, and they're grinning. And and you can see them like catch the coin, and it lands on Hex's face. And I think, you know how when you're in a club and it's real smoky, but the strobe lights are like coming through the smoke? It looks like that, but the color is like a neon purple. I think playing cards kind of swarm around them like in a swirl, like in a sort of spiral. And I think black leather wraps around their form like real tight and like literally from head to toe. And it's squeezing them, and you almost think it'll squeeze so tight like they will burst, but the wraps themselves like burst into like a flurry of cards to reveal Hex. And Hex has big ass, like real big poofy fucking like long ass blue hair. They have these purple horns like spiraling upwards with gold tips for them. They have a long tail with a spade shaped end, and sometimes it changes into a heart depending on their mood. They have this like black cowboy hat that their horns are coming through that's lined with like gold bullets and a matching like belt. They have this like cropped half red, half black leather jacket that has like a bunch of fur lined on the collar and at the wrists. They have like long, like low, like thick pointed ears that have like a purple, kind of like a purple tint over the top of them. And they have like gold studs and hoops and like little loops on them. They have really short, round eyebrows that are like curved downwards, and they have like 2 eyebrow piercings on one of them. They have 2 nose piercings and a septum piercing, and they have like a little gold chain across the nose. They have these round gold glasses, and they have these like vibrant pastel purple eyes with no pupil. Their lips are like colored in this bright red lipstick, and at the corners of their lips are like perfectly red circles, kind of giving them like that jester like feel to it. They have like these black like leather pants, lots of belts and loops and straps on them. Some of them are holding like various knives that they have on them. They have matching gun holsters on either side of their hips, and I think you even see them like pull them out, give them like a little spin, and then like cock them, and one says trick and the other says treat. And they have this like pearl handle to them. They're like silver revolvers. They have like a black leather choker, sharp teeth, all smiles. And yeah, Hex, like, I think, you know, they spin them, point them, pop them back in their holsters, and then they snatch a card out the air, flip it into Joker card.
I fucking love that. Oh my god. Upper echelon, amazing, stars. As you begin to log in and come out of this, you find yourself in your home. Takes a lot for somebody to, you know, rack up enough points to have a home base in game. But our chronically online baddie made sure that they did it.
Yeah, it was essential. They are definitely the type of player that will hoard at least 10 of every item. For sure.
So as you are looking at this entire horde of items that you have within your home, you get a notification on your HUD saying, "WhisperWraith has logged in." And
who's WhisperWraith again? Is that Joshua?
That's
or
Kai's character at this point. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And also, as you logged in, unbeknownst to you, there was an access code that was added as well. And yours, D6 F000000L.
Damn, Skippy, I wrote that down.
So as you have gotten this notification, typically you would only get these notifications if you were in a party with someone, but you and WhisperWraith have never been in a party. I'm gonna tell you now, I'm going to just get this down to Wraith in like 2 seconds. I'm just letting you know. But you two have never been in a party before, so this should not be happening right now. And the way that the display works, when the person does log in, it gives you a ping on the map to where their location is. It's about maybe a block and a half over from where your house is.
Does Hex know like who that is? Like, would Kai have told all? Okay, knowing that it's Kai, they're like, let me go meet Kai. I don't know if Kai like has logged in before or not. Yeah, I think what they do is they make sure they have enough knives on them, like enough daggers. They like pull down their HUD quickly, like click through their spell to see what they have prepared. I think maybe they grab like a couple of like I'll say gold, maybe, the currency out of like their house inventory, stuff it into like one of their various many pockets. And I think they head out. Their place is like this red brick sort of like underground loft type deal. And I think above it is like a tavern, actually, like an in-game tavern. I feel it's called the Black Lagoon, and it's called back to Echo. Y'all need to go ahead and watch that. But
add that in.
It's called the Black Lagoon, and this like crocodile, like older woman runs it. Her name is Auntie Tamise, and it's like a hatch that opens up on the floor to Hex's place, but it's like way in the back, like in the storage room type shit. They pay Auntie Tamise like, whatever, every month to make sure that they, keep it secret, keep it locked down, because other players will rage or shit. And yeah, I think they come up out the hatch, they climb that ladder, and they come like out of the storage room through the kitchen towards like behind the bar. They see Auntie Tamise, they give her a kiss on the cheek, and they're like, "I'm out."
You're gone already?
Already, and they dip out.
All right. Auntie Tamise just like gets back to like cleaning glasses and everything else. And as you move through the city streets, you just see like other players who are just like mingling, having like little interactions. You see them having buying things at like pop-up shops. This is basically like there's somewhat of a small festival going on. It's nothing extravagant or anything like that, but it's just a couple players were like, hey, let's do a pop-up shop. So they're just doing their trading items here. And as you wind and make it through this, you come to a point where off in the side, you see this tall gentleman with cable-like dreads and petting a metallic panther. And on your HUD, it also pings WhisperWraith. And above him, you can also see WhisperWraith. You can see like the stats of the party.
What level is WhisperWraith? Like,
it's a new character. So Joshua just made this character.
No, it's not even that. So Ouroboros Online doesn't really work on a level basis. They kind of work on a tier list kind of thing. So it's like you see his experience bar is like rather full. But it's strangely enough, it seems like there's information on this character that is hidden. Stuff that should be known to you as their party member, you cannot see it.
When I look around like to like another player, is it the same for them?
No. For another player, the only thing that you'll see is their name. You won't see any of like their level or anything else for them.
Bluu, let me know what you think about this, but I was thinking that Kai let Alt know that he would be taking Joshua's character, that he'd be logging in, and about, I think he would have generalized just that Joshua was missing, didn't want to get like too into it. But I think knowing how into this game Alt is, Kai is like smart enough to call in the big guns. So I imagine like he reached out to Alt, like explain the situation. It was like, can you help me? Like, it was like power level time essentially. Like I need to like get my shit together. I need to learn how to play. So that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, I agree with that, honestly. And that totally aligns with all. You already know they'd be 110% down to help Kai navigate OO. I think they like see that, they kind of like tilt down their glasses, like look at that over their glasses, and they're like, that's weird. Could they, I think before they approach Kai though, like is it something I could roll to see why that may be it? Like, I think they're immediately like, let me check my system status. Like, is everything online? Is my connection right?
Yeah. Give me an intelligency pool for that. So there's no difficulty.
I got a 2 in intelligence, so there's
Yeah,
two
it'll be
D6s.
2d6s, and I'm not gonna give you. Actually, it's a difficulty of 1. So go ahead and roll,
Okay.
and we'll see how this rolls out.
I rolled a 5 on one and a 2 on the other.
Okay. The 2 is a fail.
Mm-hmm.
Under normal circumstances, that 5 would be a success.
Mhm.
However, with a difficulty of 1, we take away 1 success. So that is still going to be a fail.
Okay.
And as you are trying to figure out if your systems are right, or if maybe just there's like a small like glitch or something going on, your systems are fine. This is not something that you're the reason why you can't see this. Let's just say they've got their privacy settings a little bit higher.
Like, it's a really busy crowd. It's like a little like pop-up shop shit going on. I think you would see people walking past Alt and they disappear, and the like camera like pans to Kai like having this moment with the panther, and they pop up over Kai's shoulder and like tap the other side of the shoulder, that like the left side where they're on the right side. And if Kai like looks that way, it depends. Which way would Kai look? Would they look in the direction of the tap?
I think Kai would definitely right now, because he like had that experience with the stranger. He's like hoping that the game will fuck with him again. He's trying to figure out what he did to make that happen. So he immediately would turn the direction of the tap.
As soon as like Kai turns to the direction of the tap, they will like readjust to be like on the other side of Kai, just standing. And then when Kai turns back around, they'd be like, "Hey,
oh shit, Kai! Fuck." You see him like genuinely scared for a minute, but I think that would like melt away pretty quick. I feel like Kai hasn't seen Alt in a while. Like, they definitely stay in touch, but like we have not played this game together. We haven't seen it, and this is like the closest he's had to seeing Alt in a person. So you see him kind of like stomping both feet as he runs over to Alt and is gonna give them like a big hug. He's gonna pick up Hex and give them like one of those like swinging like hugs, like you see people do at an airport. And he's like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!"
Definitely hugs back. Sure.
It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you. I love your avatar. This looks dope. They like finger lock. They kind of like look at it a little bit like, this is fucking sick. I never thought to play this this class before.
You see Kai like, well, I didn't make it, but he's still kind of like posing a little bit. He's like getting into it. He's like, yeah, you know, it ain't too bad. Yeah, this is Josh's character. So
it looks good. It looks really good. Have you been able to adjust okay? What's been happening since you logged in?
You see him give like a half-hearted chuckle just at the word adjust. No, girl, I'm not gonna say I'm full on spiraling, but it's rough. I don't think my mental health is great these days. The shit with Joshua has been eating me up inside. And Kai kind of instinctively, or WhisperWraith, excuse me, or Whisper or Wraith or whatever we decide is going to look both ways in this kind of busy city to see if there are any players or NPCs around in the immediate. And once he sees that there's nobody that he thinks is within like listening proximity, he kind of leans in towards Altair, continuing the same train of conversation. And the whole Noah thing, he kind of readjusts. I'm not doing too good, but at least I'm doing something. I'm here. He gives Kira like a big kind of Josh. He's like, I've got a pet now and a new best friend. He gives her some under the chin scratches.
The entire time that you have been having this conversation with Alt, Kira has already been besties with Alt. Like, they have been like all up under like Hex's leg, just like rubbing on him and just like, purring and everything. Is just like, at this point, they're sitting next to Hex looking at you.
He's like,
Hex absolutely has a hand down, scratching the top of Kira's head and like under her chin, and they're like nodding and they're listening. And they were wearing like a rather like big grin, but as Wraith continued to talk, it fell a little bit, and they're like, yeah, it's having to deal with Joshua's disappearance and now this weird fucking message we got from Noah. It can be a lot. I hope throughout it all you're still taking care of yourself. I know that's hard to do in the face of everything, but they need you to be okay. Functioning, at least. Right, Kira? And they like scritch.
As you two are having this conversation and getting reacquainted in your Paragon forms, we go back to the real world, and in this moment, we find Seeker. How you feeling, babes?
Seeker just had this whole incident where the lights were flickering and they just cleaned up this glass and they were on the phone with Atticus. So, he's still a little rattled, a little confused about what's going on and, why this happened to him and Atticus. So Seeker decides, all right, I'm gonna just put this stuff down. I can't even think about cleaning this up right now. We got to get to this game. So Seeker goes to, because at this point they're at home, so they go to their little lab that's in their home, in their basement that they've set up for themselves for creations. And they have a little cozy gaming corner where they've got this like one of those plushy kind of seatings, is big, so they kind of just like lay back on it, right? They grab their goggles, their computer, they got a glass of water, take a nice chug of it, sit it down, take a deep breath, stretch a bit. And they're like, all right, I'm ready for this. Grab the goggles, put them on, and get ready to log in.
And as you are logging in, another access code is inputted before you, without your knowledge. D12 Godbinder. And if you can please explain to me your lovely magical boy transformation.
So, alright, so Seeker is in a dark black background. There's nothing around. Always looks at his hands, looks at it, and then all of a sudden you hear coins, or what sounds like coins dropping. Looks around and it's gears falling all around their body. Just gears falling down. And all of a sudden they swirl around his body. And you start to see everything start changing slowly. Brown leather cufflinks go on each wrist. And on the cufflinks there are engravings of runes and gears. And as the leather cuffs are on, kind of goes up to their top. They're wearing this like baby blue soft crop top, and on top of that it's like a darker blue kind of like a short cloak almost, and then a leather belt around the bottom of the crop top, so it's around their waist kind of, and it's got like a big gold embellishment on there. And then they're wearing the pants that are like these dark brown cargos, but they've got like these like designs on them that are kind of looks like runes but stylistic, and down to their boots goes also the brown leather, so it's like dark brown leather. We go forward, we see their hair was already purple in reality, so they kept the purple hair, and you see on the two front locks, because the locks are up in a bun, and then those two front locks, one has a little gold embellishment of a sun, and the other one has a little embellishment of the moon, and like a crescent moon at the tips of those two locks. And what else? Oh yeah, and then there's a clasp around. I didn't mention the clasp yet. There's a clasp around their the cloak that they're wearing on top that also has like the embellishments on the cloak, and the clasp is also like a combo of the sun and the moon, kind of like the crescent moon with the sun inside, so it's like combo there. And then as all of these clothing start to like appear, then in their left hand a staff kind of starts to just appear in their hands. It's a tall staff, and it's got the same kind of colors as their clothing with like the light blue on it. And then Seekers like finally seeing themselves as Vestion, and they're like, feels good to finally be back.
You are logging in, and the real world breaks away, and Seeker falls away, and Vestion is standing. You find yourself standing in a train, and this is one of a train that is heading towards the main city of Ouroboros. Typically, this is a train that, if you haven't logged in a long time and there's not an actual respawn point for you to be in, this is where you come into. But as you are doing this, you hear the sound of gears turning, and you hear metal clinking. As you do hear all of these things, on top of all that, there's a feminine voice that says, "Welcome back, my Vestion. I have missed you." And this is the Forge God, Lila.
Vestion gets down on their knees and bow forward and genuflect, and in a sarcastic manner, "My liege, it's wonderful to see you again."
Oh, how you still have humor.
Oh, you know. Oh. All right, I'm up.
No, I do not enjoy for mine to bow. You're supposed to be strong, proud.
Oh, you know me, I always am, Lila.
Oh, first name basis now. I have missed you. I have missed you. And as you continue to hear the clinking, next to you is just like originally started off as just like, let's say, a box. Do you have a name for your little robot friend, and what do they look like?
So my little robot is gonna kind of look like a round, like a ball, like a circle, more like a dome. That's the right word for it. Looks like a little dome, and it's got like 4 little metallic little robotic legs on the bottom, each of the little sides, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. It just wobbles, and it's got these like bluish light up like eyes that just like blink and move like left to right, so you can like see the color. It's like moving and shifting. And it just makes like little beep sounds, you know, because could have made it more complicated, but really love the simplicity. You know, as a fan of all the other sci-fi things, Seeker was like, yeah, I'm gonna create this with a character that's just old school little robotics. I love it. So just a very simple little robot guy.
Kyle could take some notes.
Yeah. And his name is this is on the fly. I'm coming up with this. Skeeter.
As cousin Skeeter just rolls over to you, just beep boop beep boop. He kind of like bumps against your leg. This is him saying, "Missed you. Don't go away so long again. Missed you."
Aw. Skeeter, I missed you, little guy. I hope you haven't been causing too much trouble without me.
When you say that, it's so as it's like a dome and like a sphere, it can kind of roll up into itself. And when you say it, hope you haven't been causing too much trouble, rolls into a ball and just like rolls into the corner. Been causing nothing but havoc this one.
Skeeter. What are we gonna do with you?
And just to add a little sauciness to this, hey Atticus, what are you doing right now?
So, Atticus is in his mind still going back and forth about this whole game thing. And he's going over, he's looking at his gaming station that he hasn't touched in probably 4 years, 5 years. And next to it is a bookshelf. And he walks over to the bookshelf and he pulls out a copy of Finding Noah. And he looks at it and he scoffs and kind of tosses it like, I can't be the only one that isn't there.
No, you can't.
So he turns on his game, and like in my mind, the Dictator is like a class that you got to pay extra for.
To be honest, the Dictator is a class that is not accessible to anybody outside of Atticus.
Duly noted. So, yeah, he puts on the equipment and does the thing and logs into the game begrudgingly.
And as you do that, another access code pops up for you. D4, Dictator, added to the bottom. And please, tell me your normal guy transformation.
Normal guy, magical girl, magical guy, I don't care.
No, show me your magical transformation.
So, it's a dark room with just like a spotlight, and like you can hear the tapping of dress shoes clicking until Atticus walks under the spotlight, like hands in his pockets, jacket open, and there's like a gust of like wind or I guess mist or whatever, and like the camera pans in on his eyes, and his eyes are like a light honey brown color, and they gloss over until they reappear like a silver, almost white color. And so like then the camera pans around, does like a full 360. His jacket like extends until it's like a duster. And down to the dress shoes turn into boots, and back up, and you see the back of his hands, and like a skeletal tattoo forms across the back of his hands, and then they form outward, and just little spirals, tattoos on his fingertips.
Oh, we like the details.
I'm trying. I'm trying to do a little something. And then finally it pans all the way up, and his hair is always like perfectly lined up, like tidal waves on his head, because he's not allowed to like do funky things with his hair. He's a lawyer, and so his hair starts to glow, and it extends into locks down his back. And then when the glow ends, it's in like a teal turquoise color. You just hear him say the word echo, 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 and it echoes off into the darkness.
You say the word echo. Your voice booms and resounds, and on top of your voice there are sounds of whispers and cackling and bones cracking and jingles.
And there he is.
And as you are coming out of this, you are also in a train across from someone getting booped by a small robot. And for all four of you, you all get a notification that each and every person in your party has logged on. Your train comes to a stop. What are y'all doing? Doors open.
Hex is sending a message to Vestion and Echo, being like a ping on the map, like showing them the exact location, like the nearest fast travel point. Like, you can meet me and Kai here. See you soon.
So, well, I was just gonna say, like, Echo's like reading the message, and he's reading the names that are in the party, and like looking across from him, like, so.
I think Vestion's gonna go ahead and try to call Echo. All right, let me give him a call, see where they are. And then I hear it ring right behind me, and I turn around, and I'm like, wait, dude. Hey.
Right here.
Go in for a hug.
He definitely gives like one of those one-arm hugs. It's good to see you.
It's good seeing you too. Do you know what we're supposed to get off?
I have no idea how any of these maps work, but
yeah,
he just kind of like, can he like show his messages to?
Yes, you can. Cool. You can share messages with the party.
Awesome.
So I'm guessing here.
So.
Oh, okay.
So what you see is that the fastest respawn point that Hex has sent you is also the stop that you're at. So you just have to get off the train.
Oh, we gotta run off now. Go, let's get off. And we kind of scurry off the train.
And as you get off, you are also brought into this metropolis center, and off to the side, you will also see these two people and a panther just chilling, having a conversation. And on your HUD, you will also see that in that exact spot is where your other two party members are.
I guess that's the. You ready?
Are you ready for this reunion?
Not even a little bit. Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
And so we walk up, hands still in pockets, feet still tapping on the ground.
Vestion's got a big smile on their face. They're like, all right, this is gonna be great. Can't wait.
So as all of you come back together for the first time in a very, very long time.
I think when when Echo and Vestion would have approached, Wraith would have visibly seen Hex go from this sort of like bouncing on one foot to the other, smiling, like nodding, to like standing still. Like the alt personality coming through, like standing still. Their face in like a bit of a frown, honestly, like their lips kind of downturned, but them trying to look neutral, trying really, really fucking hard to look neutral. But their tail, the tip of their tail is usually like a rounded spade. I think it has gotten like a bit sharper at the tip. And they kind of just say to themselves, you can act normal. We can absolutely act normal. This is nothing. We can just be normal about it. Super normal, super casual. This is fine.
Meanwhile,
It is. And Hex opens their jacket pocket, pulls out a little bomb, and like just chucks it into the crowd real quick, and it bursts into confetti. And they're like, okay, should I do another one? No, it's okay. It's cool.
First of all, Echo is absolutely neutral, and he sees the bomb go off in the confetti. He's like, neat trick.
Vestion's kind of impressed.
That was pretty cool.
They give like a little wave, staring at Echo, like looks at their outfit, and they're like, nice coat. They like look away and they're like, Seeker. Give Seeker a big old hug.
Yeah, it's great to see you too. It's honestly really is great to see everyone. I know everyone's a little bit on edge right now, but hopefully we can get through it and maybe figure out what's going on.
Doing good, doing great. It's good to see you too. I like your Abby. It does that sometimes.
Thank you. You're looking great too.
Like
is your tail pointier?
And then
Nice.
like a cha, and like confetti poops out of their hands. Thanks. I'm full of them. They like pull out a deck of cards. They're like, you want to pick a card? As soon as Vestion looks at it, like a little water gun squirts them in the face. And Hex starts cackling.
Very, very funny, Hex. All right.
I know, one of my oldest tricks in the book.
Now I'm soaked, but it's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
It's fine. They like form a little flame in their hand. It's very like a gentle flame. No, they just kind of like wave it over you for a bit, dries you, squishes it.
Thank
like,
you for
pushes it
undoing
out.
your fun prank.
Echo is
Yeah.
absolutely like leaning against a pillar, watching this play out.
I think that Kai would catch Atticus's eye, and there's this moment where he weighs laying out the Joshua thing here and now. But I'm going to say at this moment is when he hears Seeker get squirted in the face with the water thing. And he turns, and when he turns back, just trying something new, something different. It's a little bit revealing for my taste, and he gestures at the outfit that he's wearing. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't like it. And it came with a little bonus, and he gestures over to Kira.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I definitely did not get any extras. Stay out of the chat. Stay out of the chat.
I can't wait.
I feel bad for introducing cum gutters into the the show vernacular, and honestly, that is entirely my fault.
I feel like the Roper Thickness episode should be called Cum Gutters. That's just my 2 pennies.
Also, if we start a band, we should definitely call it Cum Gutters.
Yes.
Yes, Noah and the Cum Gutters.
Oh no.
So I think after there'd be like a little bit of a smile watching Alt and Seeker doing their thing on the side. I think when he turns back to Atticus, he's a little bit more serious in body language. I'm assuming you got, well, I know from the subject line that you got the email. Do you
I did.
Do you think it's really him?
I don't. And I think, whereas before he was being, friendly and at the very least, smiling and cordial, he's very straight-faced when he says this. I don't. It's too good to be true. People don't come back from the dead.
Exactly. this external confirmation of this thing Kai has been trying to force himself to believe and accept is there's almost a relief in hearing Atticus say this. You'd see him relax. Yeah, I thought the same thing. Clearly, somebody's playing some kind of fucked up joke, but I figured I couldn't not come and check out. Part of the letter that he wrote made me think, I think only Noah could have written that, the letter I got.
So I had my virtual assistant read it, and it read it in his voice. So there's definitely something going on.
Whoa. When did this happen? When you got the letter?
I was on my way home. I was in the car. And I'm not gonna lie, I had to pull over. But it's not right. I don't know what's happening, but I don't think we should be taking it at face value.
I feel like at this point, Vestion and like Hex, like they hear the conversation happening and kind of turn it around and like listen in. Vestion's like, actually, something really weird happened to me too, and I called Atticus about it, and we both had something strange. But for me, it was I didn't respond to the email, and the lights were flickering, and then one of my light bulbs blew. I'm not sure.
Kai think it does. Kai kind of he's still standing in the group and is still actively listening, but you see him take on this look he gets when he's like plotting, scheming, thinking, or like trying to put together pieces in his mind. And there's like an absent-minded like look, and add this new piece of information from Seeker. So you didn't open the email that Noah sent you, and your lights turned off or turned on and blew out, and he turns to Atticus and points, and the ghost of Noah, or Noah's voice, came through your smart speakers in your moving car?
Yep.
Okay. I think Atticus is right. I think we definitely shouldn't take this at face value. What I think we should do is figure out who is behind this sick trick and go after them. In a gesture to Atticus, maybe you can fucking like, I don't know, sue them. Is this breaking the law, impersonating the dead in this way? Is there anything that you could go after them for?
Noah was never confirmed dead. Like, Hex speaks up finally after being silent for a while as this has been going on. And
It's been 15 years.
Email. That doesn't mean he's gone. I traced back the email. It was the same one we all made together in high school. He signed his email as Merlin for me. Nobody fucking knows him as Merlin but us.
I appreciate your idealism. But Noah's dead.
Hex's fingers twitch at their side by their gun holster, and they're like, can't open fire on the street. That'll start combat. Absolutely consider that shit for a second, because
the combat music starts and then stops.
Yeah, legit. And I think they bite their bottom lip, their brows kind of furrow, and they do look angry, and they say, I don't know how you can explain the things that only the five of us would know.
I don't know how either.
To figure that out, you let me know. But I think Noah's alive.
Well, I would love for you to be right.
There's no way.
If he's alive, this begs so many questions. What happened? Where the fuck has he been for 15 years? Why is he only contacting us now? I don't know, but I don't, and you see Wraith turn to Hex with like a little bit of like a consolatory, like, So, look, I would love to believe that Noah is still alive, but I can't. It's been 15 years. If he isn't dead, then where the fuck has he been?
That's what we're here to find out.
Wraith puts a hand on Hex's back. Yeah. Maybe we should all go and meet at the spot that he names. I think the way that we're going to get answers to any of this is to confront the type of person that would do something as depraved as this, because whoever is impersonating Noah knew very personal things to Alt's point that only the five of us should know. So I say we figure out who's doing this, and Alt, if we do meet them, do you think you could run the same IP thing that you did for the email and figure out where this person is or who's behind the character?
I think so, but speaking of that, I can't see some of your information. Information I should be able to see. And they point like to Echo, what class are you? I'm not familiar with what you have going on at all. And I've played every class. I've maxed out almost every class except for Vestion's.
Honestly, I'm not sure. The game just kind of threw me into something, and here I am.
Can I see the stats that Alt can't see?
For yours?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, you can. You can see your own stats.
That's so interesting. Show me which ones. He like gestures up to his head. What can't you see?
Hex will go ahead and like point them out.
You can see like HP and things, but you can't see like their experience bar. And you also would not be able to see like the email associated with this account.
Okay, so we see Wraith look up and describe those things to the GM's heart's content as much as you want from those things.
Beautiful. So experience bar empty. There is no experience on this character at all. The email that is associated with WhisperWraith's account is an Ouroboros Teams email.
Interesting.
Vestion kind of turns over to Guy's character, just like, all right, so is there something you want to tell us that you're hiding from us?
You can see Wraith take a deep breath. So I'm just gonna rip this bandit off, give the short of this, and he looks both to Vestion and to Echo. I was coming to Ouroboros Online to investigate a missing person before I got the email from Noah. It would appear Noah is not the only person in this game or in my life that is missing connected to this game. And I mean, and he looks at you both with like, there's a little bit of grief in his eyes. I just want to make sure that history doesn't repeat itself. Like, I'm very, very close. I'm very close to the person who's missing, and if becoming WhisperWraith and if playing this game is an avenue to learning more about, I guess, either of them, then it seemed like I didn't really have an option. So, to answer your question, Vestion. Yeah, I am falling down 2 rabbit holes simultaneously, and it's doing great things for my psyche, though. I can tell you that it's brilliant. Love it for my mental health.
I'm really sorry to hear that. I didn't know you were going through that right now.
Yeah, nobody did up until recently. And at this, like, there'd be like in my mind's eye, like a quick wide shot of the group. We would see these 4, and I imagine that when this conversation started, the body language was different, and that familiarity, that like muscle memory of friendship, when you have been friends with someone so long that like you can not see them for a prolonged period of time, and then you talk to them again and you kind of just like pick this up. I think he is feeling that from Vestion, from Hex, and from Echo, and the idea of feeling it in these avatars, I think, is a little bit of a mindfuck. Like, seeing everybody is all of these like badass characters, but feeling this like grounding sense of nostalgia that reminds him of high school. Those 2 things coming into clash in his brain, I think, is a trip. But he would then look to them all and say, I just gotta say, it's good to see you all. I've been dealing with a lot, obviously, on my own. I kind of forgot how nice, and he gestures around the circle, this is.
In the crowd, someone starts to walk towards you all, and all you hear is, "I knew you all would be fine. I knew you'd be okay." And all of your eyes turn, and you see Noah standing in the middle of the crowd as they are passing. Everybody is passing them by, and they are standing there smiling at you.
So like just like Noah, not a paragon, not just Noah.
Before you is Noah Sinclair in the exact same suit they wore the last time you saw them.
In their fucking prom suit? Right, same age and everything? Hex is immediately running over to Noah. Full fucking sprint. Like, full fucking sprint. Tears immediately escaping their eyes, turning into like little digital sparks, like once they fall, like immediately running towards Noah. Because how fucking
Full
creepy is
skepticism.
that?
It's been 15 years. Why haven't you aged? I don't believe any of this.
Full on crashes, smacks their body into Noah's. Like, truly tackle hugs Noah, is holding onto them so tight.
As Alt is holding on to them, they return the hug.
Squeeze, like mushing their face, moving their eyelids, like, "You're here? Is this actually you?" Like, they're looking at the username, trying to see what email is registered maybe to the account. Like, just...
And as you look for that information, you see none of that. Slightly like choking and compressing onto Noah. It's like, I'm glad to see you too. Arthur, you can let go at any time, you know.
While this is happening, Echo is just kind of like examining Noah, like looking for information on his avatar or something that's out of place, and he's like, "I think you've got some explaining to do, King."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. I kind of can't do that as long as is holding
Altair! Not even X. Not even X. Like, put him down.
And he intentionally called him King instead of Ace, just to see how he would respond to it.
It's like, listen, it's all right. Here's the thing. I'm not 100% sure how to do this, and this also probably might come to a shock to you all. I don't really know what happened. If I could tell you what happened, I would. But the last thing I remember was being at prom with you guys. I remember the photo, I remember dancing, and that's it.
I think Wraith approaches Noah, or this visage of Noah, and he's going to level his face with Noah. And he is looking in either eye. He's trying to ascertain if there's any truth, if there's like any modicum of reality to what's being said. Because I think he hears a sincerity in what Noah just said. And so he, while looking at him, is this really you?
Right? Like, what's the equivalent of a insight check in this system?
I've been wondering.
It would be wisdom. Just roll a wisdom check for this difficulty 1.
Ooh, so I can add my
I got
double sixes. Hell yeah.
3 and a 5.
So my class thing says you can add your D10 to your dice pool anytime you are assisted by your activated gift.
Mm-hmm.
And my activated gift is Kira. Mm-hmm. So at the same time that I'm doing the scan, can I have Kira initiate a visual scan too to give me like complimentary data?
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Beautiful. I love Kira so much.
I got a 6, a 5, and a 10. Damn.
Ooh,
holy shit.
Okay.
So I got 16. Yeah, right. I'm like, I know this man.
2 and a 6.
So, the first thing all of you see is the sincerity that is coming from Noah. They're not lying to you. However, my Godbinder, as you look into this, a voice in your head, the voice of Lila, your god. Something is off with this one. I'm not quite certain. But and before she can finish what she's saying, you feel a sharp pain in the base of your skull. And my Neo, as you are looking into this and Kira is doing the scan gets to, it starts at the feet, goes up to the chest, face, and reaches the skull. And as it starts to analyze and break down and dissect what it sees, Kira starts to glitch and slow down. And as they are moving towards you, it looks like they're moving at a snail's pace. And you also feel a burning sensation at the back of your skull. And as all of you are, as the two of you are feeling this pain, and as you are watching Noah, they start to waver in and out. And I thought I had more time. And it looks like they're in pain. I've got to go. And before they leave, they slip something to Hex, and they slip something to Echo. We will discuss what they slip to you later. And as things start to devolve in this situation, Noah, begins to cry. I've missed you guys so much. I'm sorry for the pain I caused. I'm sorry for the hole I left. And with that last groan, their body dissipates into white lights. And those white lights begin to float.
Tries to like catch the fucking body before it disappears. But then it fades into the white light.
I think we see Wraith slack-jawed look at the others in the same like sense of disbelief that they just saw this. He's looking for confirmation that what they just saw was fucking crazy. So he looks wild-eyed to Vestion, Hex, and Echo.
Vestion's kind of been hanging back a little bit this whole time, just kind of watching, just also like slack-jawed the whole time, jaw slack the whole time, and they look over at everyone one by one, and just for a moment they're like they don't know what to say, and then Vestion's like, I don't understand. What just happened? What are we supposed to do next? How are we gonna find Noah?
And as you ask that question, as Hex tries to grasp at the small pieces of Noah that are dissipating, a sharp pain hits all of you in the chest. A radiating pain, hot and furious, seeking and hungry. It runs through your veins like lightning searching for the ground. It courses through your limbs, surging to your skull, where it settles. A weight so heavy, it's hard to even think straight. As your vision is blurred through the pain, notification screens flood your vision, flood the world, flickering in and out like a glitching nightmare. Warning, warning, warning. A booming voice comes over all of Ouroboros. System error detected. System error detected. Warning, warning. Reboot, reboot, reboot necessary. All of your minds race, trying to make sense of what you've just seen and what you are feeling. The game is supposed to have a pain suppression system. You should not be feeling pain right now. Symbols and error messages, codes that you cannot discern flash in and out of your view. All of it accompanied with the booming voice. Reboot necessary. And then nothing. No pain, no symbols. Only a clock comes into view. Cold and unfeeling, the voice booms once more. All players within Ouroboros Online must log out within 5 minutes. And with that, a clock begins counting down. 300 seconds. What do you all do?
Hex looks to the others, eyes wild. I'll see you all out of here.
Yeah, let's do a call after everybody. We'll do like a Zoom or something after this to talk. I'll see you guys on the other side.
As you all open your systems to log out, you hit the button. Everyone around you, there are some people who play off like, oh, this is fine. They'll figure it out. Some people log out. The 4 of you, however, are unable to log out.
Excuse me.
140 seconds.
Furious
on the clock.
tapping on this fucking
Oh,
button.
fuck.
We have to log out.
Wraith is gonna start going through some of the different systems available to him and see if there's anything that might be able to like override whatever this is. Like he's gonna basically try to brute force his way to a log out.
Okay. Roll me an intelligence pool. Kira is offline, so you cannot add your Neo die.
No.
The
Okay. Intelligence pool is good for me.
difficulty is 3.
Oh damn. Can I even succeed then?
Yeah, you can succeed. You just need 1 to succeed.
Okay. I got a 6, a 4, a 3, and a 1.
So you have 2 failures and 2 successes with a difficulty of 3. That still leaves a difficulty of 1 remaining. So that is a fail. As you are frantically trying to backdoor your way through Ouroboros Online, trying to figure out how can I get out of this. 210 seconds remain on the clock, and you all feel the air around you change. The world itself wavers. The ground you stand on quakes, like waiting for something. Like 15 years of waiting for something. Yes.
Because all used to work for OO, would they know of any like commands in game that they could like force a player to like log out?
I think you would know at least like maybe one old background like backdoor code, but it's been a while since you've been there.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I think they would
Let's see if
still
you can figure it
try
out.
it.
Yeah.
Because like we see like the ground shaking and like so on and so forth. All is gonna tell everyone like I think we should hold hands for a second, and we'll hope that they do it. And if they do, Hex will grab a handful of those little confetti bombs that they had in their pocket, and they're going to like shove them into like this soft dirt and like kind of stomp on it, and they're gonna stand on top of it. They're just gonna try something very fucking insane and hope it works. Maybe I can blow like a little hole in this ground like with these little tiny things. I don't know. And like when it comes to this code,
I think Wraith holds Hex's hand right as soon as Hex is like hold hand. Immediately, Wraith is holding Hex's hand. This is like Hail Mary. Sure, yep. Like whatever. I don't know why you're burying this confetti bomb, and I don't need to know that. But you seem like you got I got a plan look in your eyes. So I'm just gonna follow what you're doing.
I got a plan for that. Would this be my intelligence stat? And I get to add my fool die. Okay. Okay. I got a 6, a 1, and a 2.
As you do set your bombs into the ground, and you are just waiting, hoping that something happens. All you see from below you is that just a little pop of smoke comes up, and you just look at your situation. How you feeling right now?
They like stomp their foot like, fuck, what is happening? We can't be hooked into the systems when they're going down. Nobody should be hooked up when it's going down.
Wraith is like looking furiously from Hex to the poof, from Hex to the poof. Like, was that supposed to happen? He's like, still thinks this could be part of the plan. And once he sees that like Hex is like panicking in their body language, he's starting to panic again. Okay.
60 seconds.
Is Skeeter
at
still online?
Mm-hmm. Everybody's still here.
Skeeter's still online?
Skeeter's he's still rolling.
He's still rolling?
He's still rolling.
All right. I want to see if I can get Skeeter to do some sort of systems analysis check, see if there's any way we can figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay. Roll your wisdom and add your Godbinder die.
Anybody,
right? Like,
yeah. I have like, it's not wild. I have like a boring escape idea, but we'll see.
5, 2, 2, 2. God damn.
Has anybody succeeded tonight at like a singular task?
It's just
we've attempted, or has it been just like
no? Y'all have succeeded
scream
on
of failure.
tasks, just not breaking out of the world. So as you are having Skeeter do an analysis, their analysis is completed. It goes off without a hitch. There is no system reason why you are unable to log
this
out.
Doesn't make any sense. What? How are we?
What did it say?
Follow me. People, this way. All of a sudden, glowing like airport lights. Follow me. Let's go. Move to my place. And they just start booking it like tours of fucking Black Lagoon. And we can't log out. Tide.
Is there fast travel? Is there like a fast travel hub somewhere in this city?
There is a fast travel hub, but where they're trying to go is like right around the corner.
Okay, if this was a game, I still would fast travel. I'm not gonna lie.
You can definitely give it a shot.
No. I don't want to. Like, we might as well run. I don't trust anything. It's like in the main system right now. We might like fast travel to hell. So I'm like, yeah. I think we're definitely booking it, like all of us. Kira, I imagine, has reactivated at least enough to get out of the situation.
Has not reactivated, but what they did do was like their systems have gone offline, and what they have done is go back into your gym. So that is where they are right now.
Got it. Okay.
As you all are running towards the Black Lagoon, you can see it in the distance. 10 seconds. The world that you have known, the people you have met, and the people you have become. What happens to them when that clock runs out? What happens when this version of your reality reboots? Five seconds. As the clock ticks down, each second dragging the inevitable closer. There's no telling what version of this world or yours will remain when it hits 0. And as you reach the Black Lagoon, as Hex opens their hatch to jump into this home that they have created and curated over the years, as the last person jumps in, the clock reaches 0. But the world does not change the way you think it would. The world does not go black. It does not how do I put this? Everything that you have thought of a reboot is not what it is. As this reboot occurs, a giant shockwave hits the entirety of Ouroboros. A wave of energy takes root and runs from everything and everybody who is left inside. Your HUD disappears. The options of logging out, your inventory sheets, gone. What you are left with is what is on you. And as this goes more, you all take a breath and you feel the air of Ouroboros fill you for the first time. Welcome to Ouroboros. Not Ouroboros Online. Ouroboros. You hear a banging on your door.
I feel me like taking a breath in a way I would if I was like in real life. I feel like I don't see my inventory anymore. I am like checking my house inventory. I don't see it anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hex starts fucking hyperventilating. They start hyperventilating, and I don't even think they talk. They just like look to the group, and then they like look at the hatch, and they pull out their gun just to be safe. And they say, "Who is it?"
It's Auntie Tamise. What do you mean?
They open the hatch. Auntie Tamise sees a very confused Hex.
You all just ran in here like the house was on fire. I just wanted to see what was going on. What's wrong with you?
And Hex is in their head like,
Running
how
through
do
my
you
bar like you got out of
explain to
hell.
an NPC, someone who is normally an NPC, that you are no longer digital and you are breathing air? And so Hex's mouth just kind of opens.
Honey, you look like you're sweating. Do you need a towel?
Auntie Tamise,
Buford, get him a towel, please.
did you feel that? Did you feel the earthquake? Are you okay?
Honey, I'm fine. What do you mean an earthquake? The only earthquake is you four running through my house.
I'm sorry. And they close the hatch.
Seeing that they didn't feel it, I think Wraith looks to Vestion like terrified at that. The notion that the NPCs didn't experience it would be scary. And I also imagine that like two Alt when they were running to, or two Hex when they were running to the door, they definitely would have got like a whispered, "Who the fuck is Auntie Denise?" to Hex. Because it's very like, is this the time for like company? Is this the time we should be making like, but Hex moves way too fast and got to the door like before that. But that, I imagine, has got to be terrible. So we feel now. We have like sensory input in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Hex walks
You
up
feel your heart
and it's like,
beating.
slap me.
And he looks at his mechanical arm and extends
Not with that
it.
one.
Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna slap you. And then he is just going to pinch Hex's cheek. Anything? He keeps pinching.
And they like feel this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hex screams. they immediately fucking scream.
Okay.
They're like, I feel it. I feel like Wraith would feel like the warmth in their skin.
Yeah. That for the instinct, I think in Kai would be to like try to find some way to comfort Hex, but he is like, this is one of those things where the lifeboat is sinking and everybody's freaking out. There isn't the one person who's like, hey y'all, maybe we should know. It's like, were you? So I imagine as like we see Hex screaming, we would definitely see Wraith reconcile with his new arm. He doesn't feel it anymore, and there's just this kind of like morbid fascination with it. You would see him staring at his hand like he did a bunch of like ayahuasca or something. It's very like he's trembling a little bit, and he starts to feel the cold steel of like all the cybernetic implants, which have suddenly taken on such a different like meaning. And he accidentally presses something because his body temperature drops, and all of a sudden he's freezing, and you see him kind of like frantically try to figure out whatever button that was to bring his body temperature back to normal. And I think Kai goes the hysterical laughter route where he is just dying laughing as a result while Hex is screaming bloody murder. He's just hysterically laughing.
As you are trying to figure out what the heck is going on with you, you hear a small chime. Kira, back online. And in your field of view, what it looks like is like, you know, one of those small like little chibi avatars. Kira like walks into view, just like a very small chibi Kira, and it's just like, do you need assistance?
Yes, yep, please.
Okay. And
talk before
you see like
Bluu is asking.
No, he's not even like in this moment questioning.
Okay.
You don't know the
I couldn't
like.
remember. So I was like, hold on.
No, it's a whole thing.
Shit.
Yeah, it's a thing, babes. But as this happens, this is your integral AI. This is just as much as somebody has the means to speak. You have an AI in your brain just running around, and that AI happens to be Kira. And she just like, as she's like moving her hand, an entire wall of text, basically the user manual for your brain, pops up. Regulating
Scrolling.
And it stops at like, regulating temperature can be found here. And it's just like a press a button here, twist an ear or something. It's up to you.
Okay. You would see Wraith like furiously doing like the Minority Report UI. He's scrolling to the bottom of this TOS and aggressively hits accept. And I think that like the feeling of having an external thing like Kira be an extension of your own consciousness is a hard experience, I think, for him to articulate. Feeling like part of myself or my identity is outside of my body, but is also inside my body. His way of experiencing the world just broke. And I think when everything is not actively on fire, he'll probably try to like go through and process some of this. But in the heat of the crisis, I think he turns to Vestion because he is not like heard from them in a while, wants to make sure. He's hoping when he turns back to Vestion that they have logged out, that where Vestion was standing, he will see like the little remnants of the logout information. And so he turns to look at you,
And
Vestion.
Vestion this whole time has just been hanging in the back, hyperventilating, just staring at their hands and looking around, just unsure how the hell this could possibly be happening. And as they're hyperventilating, they feel something at their leg and they look down. And it's Skeeter. And Skeeter's got like its cute little big eyes, just kind of like worried, making little beeping sounds, like checking in on me. And Vestion just kind of like steps back for a moment, like startled, like, oh shit, I felt that. Like I felt I felt the metallic little legs tap on my leg. So as Vestion's like realizing this, Vestion's like, I have the power of gods behind me now. So
Nigga,
like that
what?
that
Heck,
hyperventilation, the hyperventilation just kind of slows down. I'm like, seriously, this is absolutely terrifying. But guys, think about this for a moment. Think about what we're able to do now.
Good. Because when we find him again, he's gonna die for real.
You think Noah? Noah disappeared. How would Noah be doing this?
Noah called us into this game, met all of us for all of 2 minutes, disappeared, and then everything immediately fell to shit. You're gonna tell me you don't think this was a trap?
The same thing that happened to us feasibly could have happened to him. We can't ignore the possibility that he's telling the truth. Look, I was on your side of this beforehand, but I don't know, man. That
People were logging out around us. The 4 of us weren't able to log out.
No one
right.
wanted to leave us though. He seemed to go away unwillingly. What if he's just as unwilling in this as we are?
At the very least, he knows something.
That I agree with. We can agree to that point. We definitely should find him. I just think we shouldn't make any presumptions about his culpability in us being stuck here. I gotta be honest with you. Both my intuition, me, and he gestures inward. He's trying to gesture to himself, the player. And there's a real moment of existential horror in that because he realizes that, like, oh, this is now. I'm here now. This is
me.
Yeah. The other me, I don't know. I was willing to be very skeptical, but that was either Noah or some perverse AI that has his exact personality down to everything. Because from what I felt and what I saw, and he taps twice and you see a little like kind of hollow rectangle come up where he would have been looking through. I think, and he looks to alt at this because he's like looking for some level of somebody like jump in here and like help me. And he gestures alt. I think that
is like nodding. They're like, I don't have anything special the way you got going on, but I mean, I could feel Noah's sincerity when he told us what he told us. And I know that may not be much to go on for you, and they look at Echo, but for me, that's enough. I don't think Noah is an enemy in this.
So once upon a time, Atticus was absolutely a believe in magic, power of a friendship kind of nigga. But he has been molded into a completely different person since then. So it's all skepticism. And is your personality the exact same as it was 15 years ago?
We don't know what could have happened in that time since 50 years ago. What if Noah was in some sort of stasis? What if Noah was in some sort of space between time and space? We don't fucking know. We don't have answers here. And like
clearly
tails like whipping back and forth, and they like jump because they're like, fuck, I have a tail now. And and they like look back at it and it just curls up like real tight. And they're like, fuck, I have a tail. This is insane. They like touch their horns, can actually feel like them. They like tug on it a little bit and feel it is attached to their fucking skull. And they're like, this is crazy. Like,
Oh, Vestion kind of looks over at Hex and is like, look, I definitely felt like there was some sincerity in what Noah was saying, but 15 years, Hex? There's no way. Why now? What changed in these 15 years? Why did he suddenly come to us now? And all of this happens as soon as we get here, and you think that this is just coincidence?
I don't think it's coincidence. I don't think Noah is the bad guy in all of this.
I gotta agree with Hex here. This is a real causation and correlation distinction. I think that maybe there's weird shit happening in Ouroboros Online, and maybe that's what allowed Noah to contact us for the first time. And maybe what we're seeing right now is either the fallout or the result of whatever that is. I think that no matter what, as of right now, none of us can log out. I had work tomorrow. I'm assuming he gestures to the group that you all had work tomorrow. We had things to do and lives to live.
Yeah, none of that matters anymore. Like we're stuck here. There is no work. There is no who we were. We're who we are now. We have to figure out what's next from here. So I don't know what you're thinking about this next thing, but backdoor. All right, so show us what you got then.
They like look around. I'm just a player. I don't know. I haven't worked for Ouroboros in years since I was. They like get quiet for a second because that was like a whole thing, and I think Vestion and Wraith would definitely like know what happened because I feel like Hex would have confided in them about it, but I don't think Echo knows what happened. So they just kind of like deflate a little bit, and they're like, I haven't worked there in fucking years. And one thing I do know about them is they routinely update their security. We know that we need to find Noah, and we can start there. But I suggest you two, and they point to like Vestion and Echo, get used to this system, because if we are here fully now, we can absolutely fucking die in here. And I don't know if dying here means we die in the real world. Or I don't know if dying here means we wake up. And they just are going on a tangent, like, or if we die here, we become a new character and we respawn. Like, they just start going.
Wraith puts two hands on both of Hex's shoulders and is like, okay, deep breaths. Breathe. Okay.
You all are having this realization of new life from outside of the Black Lagoon. A loud siren is being heard. So as this siren is blaring, Auntie Tamise throws the door open. No more time to be knocking. Looks down and just says, "Y'all gotta get out of here. And fast."
What's happening?
You might want to come see this for yourself.
Fuck. They immediately like go follow Auntie Tamise, and as they're walking, they're like, Auntie Tamise, they like whisper and they say it in like a hushed tone, is an NPC that I got along with really well. I pay her to, keep my place secret, but I don't think NPCs know that they were NPCs. I think they are now people. And this is like Dire Croc old granny, like truly auntie granny vibe. She has crocodile arms, like a big old like long like crocodile snout, big ass sharp teeth, like little round glasses at the top of it. She's a badass, okay? Auntie Tamise is the type who has a sawed-off shoddy behind the bar type vibe. And like, fucking like tattoos on the arms, like truly like the older like queer aunt that you have who is just like super fucking cool in your eyes. Like that is Auntie Tamise's vibe. So they go upstairs. I love Auntie Tamise too. They go upstairs and see what the fuck is happening.
As you all come upstairs and you see Auntie Tamise and several other of the patrons looking out the window, the streets of the city are chaos is the best word that we can say. You are not the only players of Ouroboros Online who are still here. You were not the only ones who were unable to log out. However, with the twist and turn and strange occurrences that have come through Ouroboros recently. Those players have returned to the city. Their spark of life is no longer with them. They are shadows of their former selves. There is darkness that has crept up onto their bodies, places where normally you would see light and warmth are filled with shadow and cold. Several of them, their hands have become that of clawed beasts, some tails that wrap around and grab and throw others against the walls. They're writhing like they're searching for something. And as you all come up to the windows, their attention turns towards you.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, hell no.
Thank you for listening to World Replica, a die-RPG actual play produced by BaddieBards. Leave us a comment, rate us, and toss a coin in our Ko-fi. See you next time, players. Logging off.